Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1 on the northwestern side, also known as the blue team, and then we'll end with Team 2 in the southeast, also known as the red team. Starting off with Team 1's northwestern corner player, we have in royal blue. He is no red for you. I don't know if he's talking to Team 2 because he wants to be red, but he's in blue. I don't know. There's a joke in there somewhere. He is a Seraphim. He is a 1596 rated. He is also the highest rated player on Team 1. To his south in amethyst purple, it is Alexander Berlin playing as an Aeon. He is an 1289 rated. And last but not least for Team 1, we have as a Seraphim as well. It is Hannibal O in Stitch Blue. He is a 1573 rated. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 0 UEF and 0 Cybran. They also have 1 Aeon and then 2 Seraphim. Take a look at Team 2 southeastern player in Chevy Crimson. It is Eco Player 7. Playing against the Seraphim. He is a 1703 rated. He is the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall, and I would not be surprised if he focuses on Eco. To his north in orange color orange, it is Rafi or Raphael. I think it's a Rafi. Is that an I? I can't tell if that's an I or an L. It's kind of close together. I think it's an L. Anyway, he is a Cybran. He is a 1398 rated. And then rounding out Team 2, we have in Ruby Red, it is Blade. I can never say his name right. Blade for short. He is a UEF. He is a 1457 rated. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 1 UEF, they have 1 Cybran, and they have 0 Aeon and then 1 Seraphim, which means Team 2 and Team 1 obviously do not have one of each of the factions, but at least one of each of the factions are present in this game, with Team 2 having the only Cybran and UEF, and Team 1 having the only Aeon. And for these 6 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at, it's not bad for 6 players, 6,500 plus mass, which makes it just above 1,000 mass per player. That's what we'd like to see, is roughly the average on the map at least. And the reclaim is definitely spread throughout the map. It looks like it's a little bit thinning out in the middle, but it's pudgier up here to the north and in the south. And in terms of the additional mexes on the map, I mean, the vast majority that each team is going to be getting is essentially right next door. Essentially, Team 2's mexes are here, and Team 1's mexes are there. And then maybe they'll fight a little bit over there, maybe they'll fight a little bit over there. But I feel like most of the fighting is going to just happen straight shot down the middle. There is a little bit of some geographical impediments with all of these, tiny little mountains and hills and whatnot. You can probably traverse that. Maybe. We'll have to see if one player decides to send some units that way, but it's not going to be effective going this route. Maybe just an engineer reclaiming or something, but not long. Conga line's not really that effective in this game. And of course, we'll take a look at where these players are headed off to as well. We do see Team 2, primarily their forces are headed northwest, and Team 1, same direction. We do see some units are moving in on the south side. We do see some transports from Team 2 headed that way as well. Team 1, no movement out northeast, where Team 2 is sending out Rafi northward. I don't know if he'll send his comm all the way up there. There are a couple of civilian set of structures in the corners. Nice little Team 1 PDs, radar system, a couple of flat cannons. There's a little bit of reclaim in that, not a lot, but it makes a difference. Take out the defenses, maybe keep the radar system at a bare minimum, maybe even the flat cannons, honestly. But maybe more focused on getting the reclaim more than anything else. Keeping a 1 or 2 flat cannons may not be the biggest concern for these players. And we do see a lot of starting to coagulate in the middle of the map. We do see that no red for you is going to head southward. We'll see if he actually goes all the way there. Team 2's Rafi is still heading northward, so it looks like it is going to be a 2v2 in the middle with a 1v0 in the north for Team 2 and a 1v0 in the south for Team 1. And again, like I said, I don't know if that will stay that way. I feel like like I said, the action is going to happen in the middle here. We'll probably have bombers and scouts and maybe some, run-bys on the northern and southern side, but the majority of the conflict will be happening in the middle, as evidenced by the fact that 4 players, 2 of which are going for upgrades. We have Blade going for gun and Alexander going for gun range. Not speed yet. Maybe he'll go for sensor package, but I feel like if he's going to brawl in the middle, he might want that speed upgrade. Yep, there he goes. He goes for the speed upgrade. And no red for you is still pushing southward, and Raf is going northward. We're starting to see a lot of Team 1 spam facilities coming online for Team 2's Blade, just getting all of the strikers, all of the everything, as he focuses on his gun upgrade. Gun speed is almost done for Alexander. And to the northwest, again, anything else from Team 2 yet doing that way. Team 1, they are going to have a little bit more of an uphill battle just because there are forces already here from Team 2. Looks like engineers moving in to reclaim everything, so a little bit more mass for them. And it looks like Team 2's Blade is sending in his forces. Advanced range started for Alexander, and gun started for Hannibal. They are rooted to the spot, and Alexander will cancel his advanced range to move northward to intercept the forces. Team 1 has 1 Team 1 PD there, but that is it. We do have more forces from 2 players inbound to intercept. And that might have just been a fade. I don't know if Team 2 is aware of the 2 comms going for upgrades. They do know that they're there. They could just be sitting there. They don't exactly know that they have upgrades and whatnot. We do see Alexander's going to help finish off the gun upgrade, so both those comms have gun. And Blade is inbound, trading blows. Soon, there's Hannibal. Finishes that gun upgrade right there. Alexander starts firing at Blade. And it's now a 2v1. It goes between Blade of Team 2 and Hannibal of Team 1 with Alexander there to witness it. And Eco is going for some Team 1 PD. Sorry, Team 1 AA to protect himself and his engineers, I would imagine. Actually, those are not his engineers. Those are Blade's engineers. We do see it's only gun for Eco so far. Northeast corner. Looks like Rafi has his new little home in the wall sections. And then we have no red for you down here, taking out the red stuff for Team 2. I guess he's saying no red to you, being Team 2, not, I don't know, me or something. I don't know. Blade is continuing to push against Alexander. Hannibal getting some veterancy. Same thing with Alexander. Blade, not that much. It looks like the comms for Team 1 are keeping their forces back behind them, so that way they get the veterancy and Team 2 does not. That's definitely a good way to do that. Again, when you're a 2v1ing, you can do that. But when you do have 2v2, you might want to bring some forces in just to balance things out just a little bit, or even get the advantage one way or the other. We do see Blade actually pulls his forces back because he saw what Team 1 was up to. Alexander falls into the yellow. The hit point advantage will barely favor Team 2. Oh, look at all the fur fire. Oh, look at them all just raining in on Eco player's comm. Alexander's base hit points are 11,000, and Eco is at 11.5. And then, of course, the 2 UEFs. Actually, that's not UEF. That is Hannibal. He doesn't have UEF. That's 11.5, and then Blade is at 12,000. So it's 500 hit points when you match them up this way in favor for each matchup. So 1,000 more hit points total, which, again, isn't a lot. It can make a difference. Just like 1 hit point can make a difference. 1 damage can make a difference, whatever the case may be, but usually doesn't. Usually being the key word. I have seen 1 match where 1 HP kept an SMD alive. I don't know if it was the game-winning move, having that SMD alive, but it definitely was helpful because it didn't die and it was able to... I think it shot down a nuke. I don't remember if it shot down a nuke or not. I just remember it was still alive and it was vexing the other team. And below starting to push out a little bit. He's almost at 1-star vet. Alexander is about halfway there. Eco's at a 3rd. And it looks like Blade is almost halfway there. A couple of interceptors having some annoyances about color schemes and whatnot. We do see there's some Team 1 AA in the area, so Team 2 will have the advance there. We do see that Team 1's no red for you is starting to push eastward. And then we do see Rafi is starting to push northward. Look at this. He's already into the mexes for Team 1's no red for you. T2 air is online. Some Volthers are on station moving in to intercept those forces. A couple of interceptors. I mean, that'll help a little bit, but I don't know if it'll help that much. We do see Alexander's being pushed back. He's almost in the red. Eco's a little bit over half. Blade is up a little bit over 75. Hannibal's a little bit under that. He does have some veterancy now, regenerating 16 hit points versus the 10 and 10 for Team 2. Bomber comes in, wipes out a couple of units, and then gets shot down on his pass out. And now it's a 2v1ing. Hannibal is facing down Eco and Blade. Blade is not within range. Overcharge thinning out a couple of those Zooies. And Eco is taking some damage from the Zooey fire. Kind of keeping things even a little bit. It's 4,000 to almost 5-ish. Overcharge kills off a chunk of units there. Not giving him that much veterancy, though. It's giving him the same, technically, but percentage-wise, he needs more of it to get up to T2 or 2-star vet faster. Alexander's almost at 1-star. And those facilities on the front line not looking too good for Team 1. And Team 2 now has control of the middle of the map. Again, there's not a lot of mexes. There's these 4, but that's really about it. Team 1's not really missing out on a whole lot. Eco-wise, Team 2 is in the lead, but again, we're talking about 10 mass a second, maybe, per player in favor for Team 2, and that's a T2 mech single ringed pretty much, so it's not really a lot of mass. Again, some mass, better than no mass, but it's not going to be, oh, Team 2's at 200 more mass at this point, and that's really going to drive things, forward in their direction kind of thing. Advanced Nano started for Hannibal, and looks like Alexander's going to try to keep them at bay. Imagine if he had that advanced range upgrade online. That would be very useful. Blade going for you and Nano as well. So 2 players, both 1 on each team, going for Nano. We do see Blade is going to try to overwhelm Alexander and force him back, preventing the cancellation of the upgrade. And Alexander is suffering. He's working on a 2nd-star vet, though, so he might be fine. Ilshi now on station to assist. Hannibal is here with his forces to assist Alexander. Oh, he's close. He's almost there. And it's Nano at 99, 100%. And the one for Hannibal is at not even 20. So that calms. Hit points will regen very quickly. He didn't really need it, but it's always nice to have. At least earlier than later, because maybe later might be too late. Northeastern side, a little bit more build up for Rafi, but there's still more momentum for Team 1 on the southern side. This might be a little bit of a distraction. We do see that Eco is falling back to intercept, at least get back in some degree. So it pulls a player off the front line, and that gives Team 1 an advantage just on its face. We do see that No Red For You isn't there. He could actually move to the middle, and then all 3 of them push this way. I don't know. We do see the comm of Eco is down here. He's going to get some nice veterancy here, probably get to 1 stars because of it. We have T2 air, T2 air, T3 land, T2 land for Team 2. Team 1, T2 land, T2 land, T3 air is online for No Red For You. I sense maybe a bomber in his future, but we'll just see how fast Team 2 goes for Oh, no, T3's done. Never mind. Okay, maybe not first bomber for Team 1. We do see Alexander continuing to push. He's at 2-star vet now. He just needed a couple more kills. Nano 69%, and climbing. And No Red For You is now moving in. So it looks like he is grouping up. Team 2 is pushing down here, but again, it's just a distraction to pull attention away from the middle. Because if they can crash in, they can either cut off the northeastern side and essentially just pincer maneuver this way, or they can just keep pushing and maybe wipe out the base for Blade at a minimum. So there's a lot of avenues to go with once they break through. It's just breaking through, and then obviously the reverse is true for Team 2. 15 minutes in climbing, and Alexander and Blade just not really engaging. Couple of Team 1 PD here. We do see some T2 being... Actually, that's T2... The TMD. That's not even... That's not even PD, but we do see a couple of Sparkies online. Ooh, I love to see a couple of those field engineers. They have a little bit of guns on board, the only engineer that has a weapon system on board. Missiles are inbound. Looks like that's what Team 2 was afraid of, and they're going after the comm? No, they're going after the TMD. They wiped that out. That's a nice grab there. Looks like they're going to wipe out the facilities, it looks like. Another more TMD are being built to prevent more missile launchers. Another one's inbound, going to wipe out that one. So they're cutting off reinforcements from resupplying very quickly there. TMD is now online. Another one's going to come online here shortly. But Team 1 did its job, killed off those facilities, and called it a day. Now we have gun started for No Red For You. Handle those at gun and regen, or keeping those Team 1 and T2 units online. A smidgen longer. T3... Nope, those are T2 engineers being built. I thought Alexander had T3. That's why he was going for it. But he does. It's just back there. I don't see many ASFs yet online. A couple of Nathas for Eco, but not really a huge focus on fighter bomber support. Team 2's at 350. Team 1's at 330. So again, still in favor for Team 2, but now the lead's a little bit smaller. That percentage has gone down significantly. So it's not really that much of a difference at this point. Again, a couple of Nathas still wiping out these Team 1 units from Alexander. They got by those rhinos. But again, transport from Rafi is going to drop right on top of him. And again, it's T1 units. The Nathas were doing pretty good work. He probably wanted the veterancy at the end of the day. Is probably what he was going for. And then here comes Hannibal charging in with all of those pillars in tow. He's at 86 hit points a second regen. And here come the Ilshis. And the pillars go, nope, I'm good. See you, bye. I'm going back behind the PD line, that's for sure. No shielding. More and more PD. I wish there was just one shielding just to protect most of those defenses. Overdrive kills off more of those engineers. I don't know if those were the Sparkies or not. No, these are the Sparkies. And they're sitting at they have 1,000 hit points. Wow, I didn't realize they had that many hit points. They have more hit points than missile launchers do. And then the pillars have 1,500. Wow, they have 2/3 of the hit points of a pillar? That's a lot more than I thought. Hannibal focusing down the pillars, it looks like. Now he's going after the defenses. We do see the Ilshis again staying online a little bit longer because of that regen, or 15 hit points a second. May not seem like a lot, but it, again, 2 hit points, 3 hit points, 1 hit point a second. Everything makes a difference. A couple of Titans inbound. He should still be fine, though. He's at 3-star vet. And again, it's going to be T2 Ilshis, which have rapid-fire guns, versus Titans, which have rapid-fire guns, but more hit points for Team 2. Usually that's the winner. We do see more Titans inbound from Blade. He's falling back to his base, or at least one of them. And looks like T3 Air is also online for Eco. And Ilshis, they're pushing back the Titans, but it's a lot of losses on Hannibal's part. Looks like the TMD is being dealt with. The remaining facilities are being offlined. He's now on 4-star vet, 104 hit points a second regen. And Alexander's coming in with his shield and advanced range. And No Red For You was going for gun. Now he canceled it, I guess. And Hannibal still pushing in. Kills off that Titan. Might get the last one. Nope. He's now 8.5 out of 10K for the 5th-star veterancy. We do see Rob, again, heavily damaged transport. Probably want to trade that one out. It's gun nano, no veterancy. And it's 4-star vet, gun nano, and regen ore. So definitely not a fair fight. In favor for Team 2 for sure. And he falls back. Transport still sitting next to Eco. He's just passively regenning a little bit. No Monkey Lord yet for Team 2. No Chicken or GC for Team 1, I would imagine. I think it's a little bit too early for that, especially being a ladder, but who knows? Somebody might rush one. Who knows? Harbingers are inbound. Rafi probably wishing he didn't board that transport and get over here. ASF's just sitting there. Again, it's Team 1 AA, so it's really not going to do anything. But that's not the point. It's that they're doing something is the point. And Team 1 has now turned the tables. They went from being on the western side of the middle to now the eastern side of the middle, so now they control the middle of the map. That means more mexes for Team 1. And still Team 2 is in the lead, being led by Blade. Not Eco player, being led by Blade in terms of Eco. Maybe he's power stalling or something. I don't know. Let's just check very quick to see. Nope, that's his Eco. He's focusing a little bit more on air production, it looks like. Yeah, they have 2 players on front, says Blade. Well, I mean, they have him on front, but they're not really there. Actually, they're all there, technically. Rafi has fallen back to his main base, or to the front line here. We do have Eco is inbound. Blade, or somewhat inbound. Blade is still back here. And it looks like those Harbingers are trying to run by and, again, cut off the northern side of Team 2's Stwaff. There's an Omni up there, which they definitely would like to take out. Team 2 is very much benefiting from that. Harbinger does get shot by the Percy, and honestly, there's not a lot of firepower here from Team 1 remaining. Mainly the firepower is coming from these Ilshis. There are some PD here. There's the Omni there as well, so they definitely know what's going on in the middle of the map. The Titans are just getting overwhelmed by the sheer amount of shots being fired upon them. We have Flak also mixed in there. No mobile shielding yet, just because that's a T3 thing for Seraphim, not T2. And T3 started for No Red For You, probably for AA and shielding purposes in the middle. Hannibal is still hanging out. And it looks like Alexander is headed back to his main base to focus on something. I don't know. 21 minutes on the clock. Team 1, 472 matches a second. Team 2, 500. So, again, the lead is not very much in favor for Team 2. And Team 1 has been behind, but, again, not by much. I mean, we're talking about 6 mass, 8 mass, 10 mass a second per player at max, roughly. And that's about it. Team 1 starting to catch up as well. 500, 500 now. especially with more of those central mexes coming online. 2 mass a second, 6 mass a second if they're T2 and not ringed. That makes a difference after a while. Oh, look at that. We see a couple of Harbingers trying to skate on by. Percy saying, not letting that happen. The Redeemer gets hit. The Harbingers are the fastest moving T3 land unit in the game, mainline T3 land unit in the game. And the one Harbinger does get killed off. Second Harbinger, it's only going to take 1 more shot? 2 more shots. I think it's 1 more shot. No, it's 2 more shots. The Harbingers make it past the Percys. And now they aren't being given orders, which means they will probably just die here very shortly. Not bounce. A Redeemer will kill off the bomber, I guess. Oh, there he goes. Maybe he thought the units wouldn't get through, but it does give Team 2 just a smidgen more time to get defenses online. Nano Repair Advance started for Eco Player. Maybe we'll see the same thing out of somebody on Team 1. Nope. And nope. RAS being built. He is building that kind of far forward, to be honest. He's making this, I think, his new base, or his new, at least his frontline base. We do see some bricks up here to the north, and bounces behind them. I'm going to protect against any sort of gunships from Team 1. Definitely need maybe some strats or something up there. Authams, anything, shielding coming online to protect the base. Love to see that. ARAS being built on No Red for You's comm as we speak. A little bit more air expansion for Team 2. Blade has he's already had Nano on board. He's reclaiming all of his old P-gens. Rafi right outside of the shielding. Scout for nukes, please. So this Blade. They don't want to be caught unawares. This might be a time for, if Team 1 was thinking about it, they might either have it started or done by now, but nope. Doesn't mean they can't go for it later, but looks like they are going to gun for that air grid and, not Eco Play, but No Red for You's base. You can see them trying to inch over to that edge of the map. We do see bombers are moving in to intercept. We have advanced nano done. Splash. We're getting a little spicy here for Eco Player. Looks like he's going to go after a player most likely with that gun splash upgrade. Does need to be careful though. He might just make himself a target. But he has some Percys. Not that many Titans now. It's mainly Percys and Harbingers and Cougars. No parashields. That's almost a crime at that point. You have access to mobile shielding and don't use it. Crime. But we do see Alexander Berlin's moving in to assist the defenses of No Red for You's base. Shielding is popping online. PD's coming online. And bombers are getting thinned out. I don't even think they drop a payload at all. And Ilshis are inbound again. They are bricks, so they fire very quickly. The bouncers definitely would be a nice target to take out. That way the gunships or anything else from Team 1 can come in and wipe them out. And Alexander gets a 1 shot off. And we do see the bricks taking out the remainder of the units. There's more and more PD being built constantly. And honestly, that's what's doing the majority of the damage. Yeah, there's Ilshis here. Yeah, there's Furfurs and Aurora here. But it's mainly those PD. Bombers are now inbound. And they're going to now be able to drop a payload or two. And that's a nice little AoE splash there. Almost kills off those 2 bricks entirely. And those 2 bricks remaining are now gone. So, I mean, honestly, the only thing that Team 1 lost were units. And they can always rebuild units. They can rebuild structures too, but I think it's easier to just rebuild units. But a little bit of a nice little mass donation from Team 2. Looks like about 20,000 on the map or on screen. And that's probably about I'd say 16, just a conservative estimate, rather underrepresent than overestimate. Team D coming online, shielding starting to fall a little bit. Looks like some volcanoes are also more volcanoes are being built. We have T2 artillery being built, and Team 1's just going to hunker down. We have missiles inbound from those spearheads, so yeah, more TMD the better. You can grab a couple of missiles from that. Ooh, it kills off that nice little T2 mechs there. And unfortunately, Team 2 is the only one that has access to missile redirect systems, so Team 1 can't utilize that. It's the Cybran, Loyalist, and Siren that have those capabilities. T3 air expansions for both Rafi and for Eco. They're really starting to get into the I bomb you from the air game. SMD online half loaded for Blade that covers pretty much everybody. Yeah, I think you'd be fine. It is a small map, so you'd have to put the nuke like right here. I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, because that would be a secondary. You usually don't put a nuke in the secondary base or secondary eco slot or whatever, or secondary eco location, whatever. The thing over there, the thing right here. Usually not going to put it there. Going to put it underneath the shielding or whatnot in the main base. So Team 2 is going to be fine against the Nuke. And the Omni is still online. I love that there's a T2 one just right next to it, just because why not as a backup. And it is nice because you can just immediately go to T3 once you lose the Omni. But if you're going to lose one, you're probably just going to lose the other. I do like the Omni in the base just in case any sort of cloaking nonsense shows up and the frontline Omni is down and you don't have a backup one. Definitely a smart move there. And honestly, the game has kind of quieted down a little bit more. We had that run-by opportunity that didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. Bombers inbound, thinning out the wall sections and the engineers that are building said wall sections. I don't think Team 1 likes the walls. And a couple of bombers not even getting a chance to go after. They hit the spearhead, but again, not really a whole lot of damage there. We do see a couple of absolvers. Good thing he doesn't have a shield generator on board him, huh? Because that would have ripped apart the shielding real quick. None of these units have shielding on board. It would be the Titans, and there's all Percys and Percys and Cougars and Spearheads. No parashields, which I still think is just a missed opportunity. No mobile shielding for Team 1 either. No, why is nobody building? Oh no, there's one. There's one. I found one of them. Why? Why is there not more mobile shielding? No, I don't count the Harbingers because those are personal shielding. Yes, they kind of have a bubble, but it's not a big bubble. Look, there's another one. But it doesn't count. And, of course, the Obsidians have a they do have a personal shield generator. And some forces roaming around the north side, looks like. And Team 2 is not advancing this way. Team 1's more than happy to just relax down there. Same thing with Team 2 northeastern side. They're more than happy to just relax up there. And I don't see any... You are spacing them out, which is good to see. You're not going to cascade them, which is... that might be close. But not close enough, though, to do a whole cascade. So, good to see there's a little bit of space in there. Hopefully the adds just maybe a shield there. And maybe just a shield there, cover most of them. You don't have to cover all of them at that point, but... most of them, at least. The last thing you want is for you to lose, what is it, 16 mass a second per? Yeah, 16 mass a second per. And Team 2 still barely in the lead. Transport picks up the comm again from Eco. Looks like he's heading southward. Don't know what he's doing down there. Ooh, he's going to drop behind the front lines. Going to cause some havoc. Again, he has gun, splash, and the regular gun upgrade on board. I think he has advanced nano as well. I think I saw that upgrade online sooner or later or whatever. Ooh, ASF's inbound. Drop. He does drop. And I don't know if Team 1 was aware of that. They were not. That could have been very bad. ASFs are here. Team 1, are you going to engage? No. Looks like Eco's just going to sit there. Hey, look, there's a little rock there that he can scoop up. That's worth 175 mass. That's worth a couple of seconds. Just scoop it up. We have a GC and Chicken. We have a Fat Boy. So we're starting to see the experimentals start to proliferate both teams. Team 2, again, they have access to everything but the chicken. Team 1 does not have access to the monkey, the crab, or the fatty. But they're the only ones that have access to the vacuum arm, one-eyed monsters of the Colossi. Okay, here comes the comm. He's moving to the front lines. Advanced region ore is done for Hannibalo. And can he skate that edge there? He's just going to blow up. Oh, okay, who cares about going around? You can just blow it up. You could have kept the wall, but okay. And there's the chicken and the GC. Regionor is down on board the comm. He's getting an SMD online, getting shielding and AA to protect it. Love to see all of those things. Backup SMD, pretty close, but it's nice to have a backup. I'd like to see it a little bit further back, just so it protects, just in case that Fat Boy gets close enough. It's just not a short little trundle. And then another SMD is offline. We do see bombers are stacking up. I don't know if the target is the Fat Boy or not. There's a lot of Cougars here. And that southern side for Eco is proven to be very porous for him to invade. And looks like the unit's going to move northeast. Looks like the bombers are going to go after the comm. Oh, the ASFs. They see the bombers, it looks like. Eco pulls them back. Pings are going down. He's doing something with them. He's doing a thing. Bombers are inbound. We have 33 minutes on the clock. Nobody has died yet, being the keyword. ASFs. Oh, I mean, if you're going to engage, you might as well do it now. You might as well do it now to distract. Oh, they don't. Oh. Here come the bombers. Oh, he's running. Oh, he's running. And some of those bombers missed their initial payload. He's at 238 hit points a second. Regen. ASFs engage. Team 2 might just win the fight outright because there's two sets of ASFs. Some ASFs diverted over to deal with the comm. There's some Harbingers on the ground. Eco player's dropping hit points pretty quick. He might get some veterancy to keep him alive. Oh, he's at 9,000 mass killed. Another set of bombers. The same one. They just keep roaming. He gets that veterancy, but will it matter? 9,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 5,000. Oh, the bombers are starting to thin out. We have more Harbingers inbound. Keep the pressure on him. He might just kill him off. 2,000, 1,000, and there he goes. Team 1 scores first blood, being Alexander Berlin gets the kill against Team 2's Eco. Did you just not want to play or what, says Blade. PD says Eco. Talking about there's PD down there, it looks like. But Team 2 loses the first player of the game, makes it now a 3v2 in Team 1's favor. Nuke launcher has been started for Blade. He has double Eco now. 800 mass a second for Team 2's Blade. That's a lot of mass to have. And Team 1, what is your plan? We have a chicken. We have a shield generator. Oh, sorry, a stealth field generator. Apologies. Bunch of Othams, bunch of Ilshis, artillery, tons of TMD. No, those aren't TMD. Those are tactical missile launchers. That's what those are. And yeah, still hanging out over here. Is he producing units? He is. He's producing Riptides. Why is he producing Riptides? Out of everything that normally is built on a fatty, that is not something that I normally see. Engineers, AA, either it's the Skyboxers or it's the Cougars, the Percys on occasion, the Parashields for sure. Not Riptides. Second Fat Boy is inbound. Team 2 might try to hunker down. We have Strats dealing with T1 to T3 units. A couple of Obsidians. I mean, they're going to get close, but there's a lot more PD here, and that's going to be more than enough. Another air grid's going to be built because why not? He has the eco to spend, so why not? Looks like he's perfectly fine on power. He's also building Novaxes, so that's going to be annoying for Team 1 to deal with as well. And they're just stacking tons and tons of forces here, but they're not doing anything with them, which, again, if they wait too long, they might not have the chance. Let's see, up to the northwest. Got rid of all the PD for the reclaim. That's definitely a good move there. You know, reduce, reuse, recycle. ASFs are going to move in to kill off the bombers. They're not going to get... Well, they might get one. They're going to be happy with just the one. The reclaim goes to Team 2 anyways, but they just wanted to deal with a bomber. And Interceptor's on a very slow, arduous moving in. They might kill off a Nother or two, maybe, but that's going to be about it. Nah, even, a couple of Interceptors kill off a couple of Nothers, not Novaxes. ASFs are sitting there. Looks like somebody from beyond the grave. Oh, yeah, that's definitely Eco. That's not Blade, because that's darker red. He is saying, hey, pull them back. Novax is done. Second one coming online, and then it's just going to be all day, every day. Nuke is ignored, I guess. Maybe that was his original plan before the kill on Eco. 36 minutes in climbing. That's a lot of Percys. It's two fatties. Now we see more and more shielding. Love to see that. We see a little bit more shielding for Team 1 as well with the T3 variety. Tons of engineers getting regen. 15 hit points a second for a Team 1 engineer. That's a lot of hit points for that engineer. That's more than 10% per second. So within 10 seconds, it's fully regen. That's incredibly fast. I mean, that, a T3 mobile shielding, I'm not going to say its name because I won't be able to pronounce it, gets 15. The Otham gets 120, though, so there's that. Ilshi gets 50. It's still a lot of hit points. So 50 would take 10 seconds would be 500, and then times 6 would be the full, so it'd be about a minute. It would take about a minute to really regen from 1 hit point to 3,000. And now we see the Novax moving over top, killing after some mass fabs. I always like to go off the secondary mass fabs first. It weakens the T3 mechs, and then you can go after, or just don't go after the T3 mechs. That also works too. for whatever reason, you target this, it does the AoE damage, and then I think you can kill it off in one burst, or it might just be super close to it. I think it's super close. I don't think it's an actual, like, straight-up kill. Air grid being expanded upon by Alexander Berlin. Shielding being built by Team 1's No Red For You. Definitely a smart play there. Missiles are inbound. And they're inbound, and the Fat Boys aren't moving, and they're inbound. There goes the pigs. Oh, and he snipes one of them. Oh, he's going to get the other one. He's probably not going to get the other one. And how much does the reclaim affected? He kills off the reclaim too. Oh, that's unfortunate. And that was the missile for the reclaim too. Ooh, that was either it's an accident or on purpose or both. Looks like it was for the secondary shielding, but he'll take it. Because why not? We do have some TMD. Now Team 1 is emboldened. He has the advanced nano and the advanced ore regen. Might as well send your comm in to protect both the chicken and the GC. Give him more hit points to play. Not hit points, but more regen to play with at least. He probably would have if the but the Fat Boy wasn't there. But, you know, lots of shielding is inbound. Satellite over top. That's a decent amount of charges of Percy. Is probably enough to charge my phone with. And they are falling back in the midst of this too experimental push. Chicken is continuing to pushing, and you honestly could just send the Percys in. A lot of them would die, but you would definitely kill off both those experimentals almost immediately. Because how many Percys are there? 62. Yeah, you can definitely one-tap that chicken 1,000%. But them not engaging, the chicken kind of fighting at range, especially with the Fat Boy actually under fire, it might be worth it to send some Percys in, but looks like that's not going to happen. Team 1 still charging. Novaxes are over the top of a couple of stuff for Team 1. Looks like the shielding's being prevented. That's unfortunate. Go back to this. Fat Boy does survive. The shielding is down, though. Needs to stay underneath shield coverage. The GC is just going to tank a lot of the first incoming shots. We have some Noths inbound to just kind of spread the love a little bit. Go after the shielding. They were going after the Fatty. They don't grab him. We have some Whalers inbound. They're going to get not lightning stormed, but just lasered from the ground. And now we have the Cougars coming in to kill off the ASFs. The ASF kill off most of the gunships. GC is still alive. Is at 1-star vet. Chicken's at 2. And most of those Percys are dead. Oh, that is unfortunate. And the chicken now emboldened. Same with the GC. They're both in the yellow. They're both heavily damaged already. The problem is they're right there. And Team 2 needs them to not be there. That's a lot of reclaim, by the way. All those dead Percys. I feel like there's a lot more dead Percys than Team 1's units. And again, I herald the Percy as the best Team 3 land unit, well, it's mainline unit in the game. But you've got to not let your shots overkill, because it really does hurt. And there it goes. Strap bombers come in. The Fat Boy is down. Is there anything else going on? We'll just take a look at the Novaxes for a second. So we'll just blitz over there. Chunk of the air grid is gone. Shielding is coming online to protect most of it, though. That is probably going to be the next target, though. The Omni plus the headquarters. We have ASFs moving in. The GC is now in the red. Same thing with the chicken. The chicken's at 5-star vet. GC is at 2-star vet. That thing has killed off 72,000 mass. It did help that it killed off the Fatty. New Fatty is inbound. Billy Nuke is inbound. And Team 1, like I said, is emboldened. And yeah, they're just going to cut off Team 2 from the north. They're just going to send everything they have northward. GC doesn't... I think it maybe got singed. Maybe it did. Maybe it not. But it's moving out of range. The Fat Boy isn't going to catch up. Team 2 is going to be definitely on defense mode. And I don't know what else they're going to build. They have a crab now. No artillery. Probably finish off. They're not even going to finish off the Novax. I mean, you're already that close. You're already over 75%. Just finish the thing. And then focus on the Fatty. Yeah, I get the Fatty was probably more important, but it's already almost there. And look at Eco saying, yeah, finish. It's like if it was 25%, I would understand being like, nah, just get rid of it. But 75? I mean, you're already there. Billy Nuke's inbound. It's going to kill off some forces, to be fair, but the main things they want to kill off are not going to be within range once it lands. It's going to kill off maybe a couple of Harbingers, maybe a couple of Obsidians, maybe a Sniper bot or two. I mean, it kills off maybe half a dozen forces, but not really a whole lot. And that eco disparity starting to favor Team 1 now. 1.3 to 1.2. Sorry, 1.1. Southside, no attacks. Novax is now going after other unshielded targets. There's mexes to go after. There's this area over here. Looks like all the air units being transferred over to no red for use control. And it looks like, no, they're not going to head northward. They just wanted to wipe out the remaining mexes. There's, again, a group of bricks up here that they are fervently defending this northeastern corner. And there's a couple mexes, but it's not the majority of them. Bombers are inbound, just going after that GC. They will kill it off eventually, but all of them will not get a second pass. There's too much flak. There's too many lightning tanks. And, yeah, the ASFs were too late. But, again, it was already heavily damaged. You're not going to probably prevent it. The chicken needs to get focused by that crab. Crab is... There it is. Now it's lining the shots. The chicken's not going to get close to it. ASF sitting on the ground. That's, yeah, I was going to say, not a good idea. Circle, 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 circle says no red for you. That chicken, it's 5-star vet. It's at 150,000 hit points. Billy Nuke is inbound. That's gonna do a lot more because these Harbingers are now here. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. Chicken is down. Billy Nuke is inbound. Kills off a whole chunk of units there. The crab is half dead, though. Sniper bots are shooting at it and everything else. And Optims as well. We have tons of Ravagers being built. There's the Novax. It does get finished for a third one. Monkey Lord and Fat Boy are there. This would be a perfect time for a nuke. Team 1 doesn't have one yet, if they're going for one, but I will swing back. Just want to keep myself aware of what's going on in the main base. Yeah. Had like a weird hiccup there. Sniper bots are being focused down. Same with the Ravager. No, same with the Optims. Tons of bombers copying what Team 1 did earlier. Just spam everything. Team 2, I mean, they can recover. They're down to 800 mass a second, and unless Team 1's going to plan, I don't know, something crazy. I mean, they're just going to overproduce them at this point. Third, Novax. It is cutting through the rest of that air grid there for Alexander. But those forces from Team 1, they are reaching the defenses. But again, there's a Monkey Lord here. There's bombers over top. There's whalers over top. There's, of course, the Blade with the Billy Nuke. There's so much stuff here. It's not really going to matter. They might want to be happy to just kill off the monkey and retreat. But it's already heavily damaged as well. You're not really going to use that for most things. And those forces from Team 1 fall back. Here come those bricks, though, from the north. Now there's really no defenders up there. Mexes are being upgraded because why not? Already is 90%, says Eco. That's what they're building. Team 1 heavily shielding that. There's 3 satellites. Oh, look at that. Look at how slow it's going down. That shield does not it's not that strong. Looks like a pigeon's being hit now. Target on shield, says Eco. I'll swing back over here. Bricks are pushing back the line. Engineers just scurrying around the map for reclaim. 157,000 to Team 2's 47,000. That is a huge lead for Eco. Laser is done. It took almost 8 minutes to build that. Does he have any other upgrades? Where is he? Oh, he's right there. He does have nano, so he could go for cloaking. I highly doubt he'll go. He might go for cloaking. 2 GCs over here to the west. More and more units. Bricks are being thinned out, but they are keeping Team 1 back, though. Shield says Eco. Just trying to protect the Novaxes because the artillery is now online, I would imagine. And it's about 2 seconds. Shielding is still getting hit. Oh, they're trying to blitz it down. It's still going. It's taking a while, but it's still going. ASFs are inbound. There's an Awasa bomber in there, and it's going for the... Did that hit the... Oh, it does kill that off. I was actually surprised it was within range. But yeah, you can barely see the Awasa bomber mixed in there. You're not going to have enough firepower to crack the shielding. You would need to take most of the shielding out to be able to do the damage. Maybe if it's a bomb and a crash, but even then, the crash damage, especially for the Awasa, is not great. Oh, do not send it in by itself. Not a good idea. ASFs are guarding this. Maybe come in and... Even if you try to go this way, this is heavily not shielded, which that's a big target to go after. We do have some units heading west, going around this nonsense. Engineers now moving around, getting all the reclaim. There's tons of reclaim on the map. I don't know how much is on the map at this point. Oh, just a cool 172,000. You know, not enough to build a game under. Pretty darn close, though. ASF fight to the north. Oh, that's in favor for Team 1 for sure, even with the AA underneath them. And, oh, yeah. Look at that. I mean, both air forces will be decimated, but it really doesn't matter at this point. Ooh, Billy Nuke lands, kills off a couple of shielding units, but for the most part, the main units are fine. And we do have forces just sitting up there for whatever reason. Artillery still landing on the Novaxes, and there goes those Harbingers just eating alive that air grid. Tons of power going offline, and the Cascade is devastating for Blade. How's your power doing? Actually fine. I'm kind of surprised that bet. And Rafi Control K's. Where? Oh, right here. I just want to make sure he didn't die by power or something, but he's gone. Now everything is underneath the control of Blade. But his eco is just ravaged. He's actually at the same amount of eco that when he got the base from eco player. And third Novak still not being able to cut through the shielding. If there was one artillery emplacement, maybe it would have been enough. But now with the heavy focus on 2 shielding, good luck. Might as well target anything else on Team 1 at this point. GC's right in the base. It's not going to be enough, though. Maybe they'll hit some of the shielding, but they're losing thousands of hit points per second because of those Ravagers and the Fat Boy. And both die simultaneously. Oh, the shielding does kind of collapse, though. Blade, how's your power? Oh, it's 60 plus thousand. That's insane. I mean, that's really his only... Oh, there's 2 of them there now? And there's not a lot of ASFs, and the land army from Hannibal is inbound? You could just send them in, to be honest. The shielding's already cracking. If you sent them in this way, you would get a direct line, probably aim right about there, maximize damage. Oh, there they go. There they go. No. Oh, they're going after... Oh, okay, you don't have to go after that. You can do 1 bomb. 1 bomb is fine. Just want to make sure it was dead, I guess. Just slowly nipping at his heels and everything. Oh, the remainder of that air grid is just decimated. Those little Harbingers, man, they ripped that thing apart. Now it's actually way more mass efficient than sending an Awasa bomber, because that would have been killed off maybe in the first. Maybe it would have got a second pass. Maybe. But way more effective. And there go the Autumn's continuing the charge from Hannibal. And, I mean, they're going to get blown up by pigeons, to be honest. But they're going to kill off more power. More power being killed off means less power for shielding. Less power for shielding means just less everything. And there comes the... Oh, you're trying to hover bomb? There goes the bomb. They're trying to time it, I think. There goes the first one. There goes the second one with the... Oh, it hits the shielding. Actually bombs the first Awasa. Oh, and it kills off more of the shielding. One of the Novaxes is down. 2 of them remain. First GC is dead. Second GC will kill off the second Novax. Don't focus on this. Focus on the everything. Oh, artillery takes out the third one. Look at those Ravagers open up. Look at the hit points just being deleted. There's the comm. Blade does take some damage, and then the GC will finish him off. And if it wasn't for the GC, the Awasa would have got him, and that's the game. Flawless victory for Team 1. Almost 50 minutes on the clock. And Team 1 wins it with the Awasas plus the GCs. But that one push, I mean, it got to here, and then they fell back a little bit, built some more stuff, and then went, okay, we're done now, and then they're done now. But those little just run-by attacks here, and then the other follow-up attack wiped out the remainder. Look at that. They took out the remainder of it. Oof, just decimated on that western side. I don't know if... Oh, look at that, 2 donuts. Don't know if I have an MVP this game, but the artillery was nice. It wasn't, I think, the main... honestly, the main focus was the land army. Between... I don't know if No Red For You got in on that, Looks like it's just engineers, but mainly Hannibalo and Alexander Berlin. Both of those combined forces pushing. I think Hannibalo got control of everything, if I remember correctly, but or at least the majority of it. So I don't want to give it just to him just because he had control, but and that one push was devastating. So I do think all three players did a very good job. I don't know if I have maybe one player did just a smidgen better. I don't know if that's worth MVP. It's like saying like 35%, 35%, and 30%. It's like, is someone really MVP when it's not over 50% kind of? It's like, I don't know who to pick. So let me know down in the comments if you have a pick. Thanks so much for watching the very end of the video, as always. And I will see all of you in the next one.